Welcome back to the weekly astrology video. I'm Felicity Fletcher. I am an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer, and I absolutely love getting to share the astrology with you each week. This video is going to be really quick. We don't have a ton to talk about, but let's still jump right in. If this is your first time here, you haven't been here in a while, I cover the astrology really quickly. I give you a word for the day for each day that we have a lot to talk about. There are going to be times that we just don't have a word for the day. The astrology just doesn't help us. And then at the end, I will remember this week to give you the phrase for the week. So let's do it. This video is for the week of Sunday, July 13th through Saturday, July 19th. We are starting off on Sunday. Very first thing to note, Saturn goes retrograde. That just means that Saturn looks like it's moving backwards. It's not actually, it just looks at it like it compared to Earth. Saturn retrograde is not a big deal to talk about. There's really not anything to cover right now. This is one of those planets that is retrograde quite a bit. So when it does go retrograde, it's not that big of a deal. We will be talking about it later because it is going to retrograde back into Pisces, which is going to affect us. And then around November is when it's going to start moving forward again. And we're going to end up talking about it again when it comes back into Aries. So it's in Aries right now. It'll go back into Pisces, back into Aries. Just wanted to let you guys know that's coming up. And we'll talk about it more later when it has a bigger energetic effect on us. The other thing that's happening on Sunday is the moon goes into Pisces. If you have watched any of my videos, listened when I had a podcast, or even back when I did a weekly blog, like 6 years ago, you probably know I am not a big fan of the moon in Pisces. It is out of touch with reality. People tend to get really dreamy. You're going to have conversations with people and you're going to literally look at them and be like, what world are you living in? For people who are very grounded, people who have a lot of earth like myself, it's very frustrating. For people that are not as grounded, this is a great time for you. There really aren't any boundaries. Things are just as they are. So get to know yourself. If you're a very grounded person, be ready. This is not going to be the most fun day, couple of days, because the moon is in Pisces for a couple of days. Or if you're someone who likes to be able to just float around without any boundaries, this will be a great time for you. Because of Saturn going retrograde, because of the moon in Pisces, the word for the day for Sunday the 13th is retreat. And I picked this word primarily in terms of taking a retreat, taking time for ourselves. We don't have a word for Monday. Tuesday is just going to be a day of rest. Things aren't really happening. The moon is void, of course. And then on Wednesday, we have the moon moving into Aries. The moon goes from giving us this very dreamy, floaty, do whatever you want to do when it happens, just go with the flow energy. Wednesday it moves into Aries and all that energy gets focused. We tend to be very energetic when the moon is in Aries. We tend to be very impulsive. We tend to be very focused. And we tend to be very physical. So later in the week, if there's something you need to do that's a physical activity, wait till the moon's in Aries. Wait till after Wednesday. The word for the day because of that on Wednesday the 16th is enthusiastic. We're going to be enthusiastic. We're going to be willing to go and do. I don't have anything for Thursday. Friday the 18th. Mark this day on your calendar. Mercury is going retrograde. We talk a lot about Mercury going retrograde. It happens multiple times a year. We know what to do. When Mercury is retrograde, we need to be patient. Mercury retrograde is not about things breaking. Things tend to break during Mercury retrograde, but it's not just to inconvenience us. It's not to just have things break. Things break when Mercury is in retrograde to make us slow down, to make us be patient, to make us be calm, to make us take time to reflect on ourselves, on our community, on our job. This is a time to sit back, take things easy, take extra time, and see what comes from it. The other thing happening on Friday is the moon is moving into Taurus. Our focus goes into things that bring us comfort. We're looking for what supports us and allows us to relax. The moon in Taurus is a good time to go like shopping for a mattress. The moon in Taurus is about finding that support and comfort. Finding that mattress that is going to be perfect, that's going to fit you perfectly. It's just about finding that and easing into it and accepting it. Enjoy it. We also have Mercury sextile Venus. This is what's happening while Mercury is stationing to go retrograde. This is a pretty good energy. This is a just fun vibes, relax. This is the type of energy of sitting and sipping pina coladas around a pool. It's a time to unwind. It's going to be a pretty easy day, even with Mercury going retrograde, because when Mercury is sextile Venus, we don't have to try hard. We just have to be, we just have to do. Things will happen. And as long as we're open to whatever happens, it's gonna be a good thing. That is why the word of the day for Friday is respite. We are being given a chance this week to find retreat and to find respite. That's why the phrase for the week is, it's time to take a step back. It's time to observe. It's time to see where we are. It's not a time to be setting goals for the future, but it is a time to just kind of figure it all out. It's a time to see what's going on and where we are and just letting things happen. I do want to make a note because I've seen other astrologers talking about this, and I do feel like this is a big theme coming up. But kind of this is the time to deal with burnout. This is the time to accept if you are burnt out. This is the time to start treating burnout. This is a time to reflect on where you are if you are already in the process of trying to recover from burnout. Burnout is something that happens so often in our world, in our society nowadays. It is something that takes years to recover from. It's something that you will think that you're doing better, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're right back in the space that you were before. This is going to be a time that we can really take care of ourselves, but it is a time that we have to step back. We have to do the hard work of acknowledging. Mercury retrograde, all these other planets retrograde, all of this stuff that's forcing us to take a step back. If we don't take a step back, it's going to fight us and it's going to be difficult. If we choose to take the step back, if we choose to do less, to not try as hard, to let things happen, to practice radical acceptance. It's not easy, but it can lead us to some really great places. So I'll give you a moment. Go ahead and grab your pen, paper, calendar. Let's review. Sunday, the word is retreat. Tuesday, the word is rest. Wednesday, the word is enthusiastic. And Friday, the word is respite. And the phrase for us to take into consideration this week is, it's time to take a step back. I will not be taking a step back from videos, don't worry. This is actually part of my burnout recovery, is doing these videos. So I am excited to be here. I will be back next week. In the meantime, if you want to support these videos, like, share, comment, reach out to me. Let me know how your week went. Let me know where you chose to take a step back, and I'll see you next week.